Hey everybody, I'm Amanda.
I'm Mike.
And we are The Highs Do Disney. So welcome back to part 2 of our annual pass holder review. As we kind of said in the last video, this one is going to be all about the Monday. Not all about the money, but like 98% about the money. So, Mike, how much money did we spend?
Too much.
Not too, no, too much is not the right answer. A lot.
A lot.
Too much is not true because we could have stayed at like the Polynesian every single trip.
Yeah, we also could have stayed at All-Star every single time as well. So there's a give and take to both sides of each of those.
So let's just jump right into the numbers. So I did some weird Disney math, and if you are a Disney fanatic like we are, you know the Disney math. Like, oh, if I had not had a discount, we paid this much. If I do have the discount, I pay this much. If we did dining plan, if we did this, if we did that. You know Disney math. So if we had paid rack rate for hotels, full price for flights, and paid for Memory Maker every trip and the price of our tickets for every trip, like if we had gone on these trips without having an annual pass, the total would have been just under $21,000. $21,000. You know what we could do with $21,000?
Yeah, we could move and not have to live here.
Accurate.
We could be close enough to Disney to not have to spend $20,000.
But we didn't spend $20,000.
But wait, yeah, it gets better.
Yeah, that's the point, is that we did not spend $20,000. So I might put the numbers here, or maybe I'll like put like a link to like a PDF file or something to kind of like break it down if you're a visual learner. I don't know why that was imperative when I said visual. Before we go into any of the actual like breakdown of the numbers, we were in Disney. We did 5 different trips, and we were in Disney for 28 days. Amazes me, these numbers, when you break it down to 28 days.
That's one whole month.
That is the entire month of February. Except for this year.
Yeah.
Wow. So these numbers are all of these trips combined. We might go into details of the different trips. I do have everything listed out. But these will be the overall number. So the amount that we spent on hotels for the entire 28 days, the amount that we would have paid for tickets for the entire 28 days, etc. So let's start with hotels. Before any annual pass holder or just regular discounts, it would have cost us $11,529.17. That's a lot of money. In all actuality, we only spent $8,219. That, to me, isn't bad. So we stayed 28 nights, as we said, but we also stayed at value, moderate, and deluxe hotels.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you took out our deluxe hotel stay, that number goes, because our first trip and our 4th trip were French Quarter, and then we stayed at All-Star Music,
Pop Century,
and
Animal Kingdom
Lodge. So we've stayed at a whole range. So yeah, so we stayed in regular rooms, except for Animal Kingdom. We actually had a 1-bedroom suite villa.
It was sweet.
It was amazing. Next is how much the tickets would have cost us out of pocket. You staring off into the distance is hilarious.
We're actually reading that.
I know you are.
An iPad right there. We're reading it. I'm reading it.
Mike's reading it. I'm cutting it out when I'm reading it. So if we had bought tickets for each of these trips, so, you know, the 9 days, 5, 2, 5, 8. Those are the days of the trips that we took. If we had bought all of the tickets for those, it would have cost us $5,281. That's a lot of money on park tickets. But because we're annual pass holders, it costs us $2,117. The prices have gone up for annual passes. So we save 60% off of having the annual passes. A typical, I know it's a little bit different because it's date based at this point, but if you take a 5-day trip, it's going to cost you about $500 per person. That's with park hoppers. But so basically 2 5-day trips pays for your annual pass. So our annual passes actually were paid for by our first 2 trips of the year. So the last 3 trips that we took were free, if you want to put it that way. And if you want to know a weird number, because it's just how my mind works, is we paid $35 per day is how much our annual pass ended up costing us. The other number that kind of goes into that $20-ish thousand is Memory Maker, which is included in your annual pass. So the Memory Maker, which we get every single trip, if you don't know much about it, it's basically all the photos that the Disney photographers take gets put right onto your My Disney experience, and you get them all for free rather than paying per photo, which I know you can do. I think it's worth it. The ride photos alone make it worth it. But that would have cost us an extra $845, and that's with buying it before a trip. Basically half of your annual pass.
Yeah.
What for us this time was the Memory Maker part. And then flights. Flights were fantastic this year for us financially, because it should have cost us about $3,000 for all 5 flights round trip for you, me, and Josiah. We only paid for flights for Josiah for 2 of the 5 trips, because January he was still under 2, so we didn't get him his own seat. He sat in our laps. He didn't come May or August, and then we paid for him in September and November. But we also, for our May trip and our August trip, used points, so all we had to pay was like $22 for taxes for those flights. So our actual cost for flights was $1,309. Any piece of advice?
If you can get a credit card with a lot of rewards points to start off with, that's a great way to save a little extra money. That's why we paid for our flights. We used the Southwest card.
Yep.
And we were able to spend money on it that we needed to buy stuff anyways and pay it off, and then it got us 2 full flights out of it. So I mean, that's $1,200, $1,300 right there just in the savings that we didn't pay.
Yeah, and I mean, I did the math out. I looked at the dates about when we went for the trips that we paid points for. I looked at this year at the days of the week versus the dates, because they're a little bit different. Our May trip, if we went the same time this year without points, would cost $683 for the 2 of us. And if we went on the August weekend trip, it would cost about $550. So that's $1,100 right there that we saved. And all we did was pay groceries and Josiah's daycare. So I didn't do any of the math of the food and merchandise and stuff, because it was just too hard to look back, because I didn't save all those receipts and stuff. But I mean, I bought 3 Spirit jerseys for myself, a couple pairs of ears, a ton of pins, even though I wasn't supposed to.
What did I get?
You got that hat on your head.
That is it.
And a kiss on the cheek.
That's all I need.
Oh, well, that's sweet. You got more than that.
I got to go with you. That's all I needed.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I don't need anything else.
Next annual pass, you can buy all the merchandise.
You know I'm not a merchandise guy, so.
Yeah. Anyway, so we didn't make that part of this video just because it was going to be too hard to find the numbers. But with the annual pass, you do get 20% off of merchandise, some food stuff. So we actually did buy the Tables in Wonderland, which is $150 if you are a Florida resident or an annual pass holder, or it's $175 if you're not a annual pass holder or Florida resident or DVC. Possibly.
Yeah,
I think DVC is part of that. I don't know. Yeah. So we did that. So that actually saved us. We definitely got our money's worth on that. We don't do a lot of like signature dining, and like we don't do the high-end restaurants, but like on this last trip we went to Sanaa, so we got off of that. We go to Olivia's a couple of times.
Morimoto Asia.
We went to Morimoto Asia. That was a huge chunk. Like I think we saved like $90 on that trip.
Yeah,
but there was also
other people with us.
There was 5 adults and 3 kids. So
we did Wolfgang Puck.
Yep.
We did Chicken Guys, which
Chicken Guys. I don't think it's Chicken Guys isn't part of it.
I don't care. I just want to say Chicken Guys.
It is so good. So we did do that as well. So that's something to think about if you are going to be down frequently and you do like to dine and you don't do the dining plan. I think that's a huge part of it, is that you can't use it obviously if you have the dining plan. So for us, because we don't get the dining plan, it makes it worth it. So with purchasing the annual passes, going for 28 fantastic days, 5 round-trip flights for 2/3 of us, hotels, memory maker being included in our annual pass, all that kind of stuff, our grand total that we spent was $11,796. For 5 vacations, that's good.
It's all about what you value the most. You know, do you value the quarters, or do you value the experiences of actually being there?
Yeah.
We enjoy a mix of both. We wanted to experience multiple levels of hotel stay. Yeah. They're all great. I don't think there's any bad hotel.
There's some, like,
there's some yeah, I have some gripes in about, usually it's about distance for me, and
I was literally going to say
traveling through some of those really big resorts, like, I mean, All Star and Pops are big resorts, but as long as you get a good room, it's good. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, our room was literally at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's a huge resort, and our room was 2 rooms from the elevator, and all you did was just go down the elevator and go outside, and you were at the bus stops. So that was great. But
and the distance from the parks was, if people always complain, it's like it's so much farther away. It actually wasn't.
Animal Kingdom Lodge is the only one that I could tell that it was farther away, like when we would go to like the Christmas party or like.
Yeah, but it wasn't so long. People make it seem like it's like an hour ride. It's not. It's like an extra 2 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think that you're only gonna really notice it being a long distance from Animal Kingdom Lodge to either Disney Springs or to Magic Kingdom, just because of where they're located, and the Magic Kingdom monorail resorts to Animal Kingdom is where I think that's really the only ones you're gonna really feel it.
I think the only time it was really kind of annoying is late at night when you're trying to get back and you have the longer trip, and you're tired, and those buses are very packed because they're big resorts, so there's a lot of people that come back because you drop off at Kidani Village and Jumbo House.
Yeah.
So
anyway, not
side tangent there.
Tangent.
Overall, though, we just did the math earlier. It's about a 43% savings that we saved.
Yeah.
By doing what we did: annual passes,
credit cards for
flights. So it's $421.31 a day.
That's the same-ish. That's almost the same exact number that it would have cost us just for hotel out of pocket.
So pretty much because if we
basically
look
we
at the
paid
numbers here,
we basically paid for the hotel. And got our tickets and flights and everything else right.
Kind of built in, yeah.
The other couple of things that we did do, kind of extra on top of everything that annual pass holders do get discounts on, is we did the Christmas party and the Halloween party, which it's not a huge discount, but you still get a discount.
Discount. Money's money.
I think it was $5 a ticket. So I mean, that's $15. That's 3 drinks at Starbucks. It's
a couple of Dole Whips.
We did that, and we also did the Keys of the Kingdom tour, which you do get 15% off of tours, and spa reservations as well. You do get 15% off of those. So Mike, one of the last questions I have for you, was the annual pass financially worth it?
How do I answer this like a jerk? If you look at it financially, it is a great investment.
Okay, let me back up.
Okay, so let me explain.
I know where you're going.
It's fantastic if you want to. If you're planning on spending that much time going to Disney, definitely do it.
However,
but what happened is that the fact that we had them is now we actually went more than we had planned on going. So in the end, we actually wound up spending more money because we hadn't planned. I mean, planned 2-3 trips, and
we
now
had
we went
two trips planned.
2 trips, and we did
into 5.
So we did 150% extra trips.
The other thing I did kind of want to include, because I'm a very transparent person, and I know I've told like our close family and friends and such this, but we did have a large amount of that 11.7 paid for as a bonus from my work. I did have a very large portion of that was paid for because we transitioned from one business to another, from one company to another, I should say. So that was like a bonus for me, and my boss paid for...
And for me.
And for you, and for my mom and Josiah. So my boss actually paid for the entirety of our January trip, the flights, the hotels, the annual passes. So our actual out-of-pocket was not $11,000. It was... You can figure out the math, but it was significantly less, which is how we were able to do this.
It's about 50%.
It was about 50% less. So I just want to be transparent with you. Like, we did not pay 11.7 out of pocket. Well, it was on credit cards. But it was on credit cards anyway.
We didn't calculate any food into our numbers.
Yeah, we probably did pay about that with food and souvenirs.
I think with food and souvenirs, if I would sit down and go through our credit card records, which I could put together, it'd get a little bit of time. We did spend another probably $5,000 or $6,000 in merchandise and food,
and experiences like the parties and the tours and.
Yeah, there's some extras. I mean, excuse me.
It was worth it.
In the end, I mean,
I would not take this year back for anything. Like, it was... Let me rephrase that. I wouldn't take this Disney year back for anything. So, Mike, now that we have gone through the finances and talked about our favorite memories and all that kind of stuff from the past video, which if you haven't seen, ding, 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 check it out. What will you miss most about being a Walt Disney World annual pass holder?
I think it's knowing that you're going soon.
Yeah.
Because I think the fact that we did 5 trips, that some of them were spaced out longer than others, but it's like, it's always knowing as an annual pass holder, you're assuming that you're going to go a certain amount of time, so you're not expecting to go, but you're anticipating going. You know that
you have to go
at least 10 days in the parks to make it worth it. I'm going to miss, especially this year, not going now. We should be there now, because of our current circumstances, but not going is going to be the biggest bummer. So I think my biggest thing that I will miss is knowing that I'm not going until later.
Yeah, the longest...
There's too many months between last time I'm going, and the time I'm going again.
I completely agree. I mean, obviously I'll miss being actually in the parks more frequently. But I think having that anticipation of, maybe they'll have some crazy discount that we could go for a weekend. Or, we've got enough points to go if the flights get cheap. Let's just do it, which is what we did in August. So I think it's kind of like, oh no, like we can't just get a notification saying, hey, Galaxy's Edge is opening in 3 weeks. Come down and see it for 2 days. And we say, okay, we're going. This is going to sound so bad. But the other thing I'm going to miss about this particular 2019 year of being annual pass holders is I'm gonna miss Josiah being free. Because the next time we go, he will be over 3 years old and we will have to pay for him. And you pay the same price for an annual pass holder for a 3-year-old as you do for a 30-something-year-old. Yay. I guess the last question is, when are we gonna be back?
I don't know. When will we be back?
Yeah. Surprise,
we're actually there.
Surprise.
Oh, that's sad.
Surprise, we actually re-upped our annual passes.
Just kidding. I wish we did. November, actually. We're going the first week of November, which should be a lot of fun. We'll hopefully be meeting some new friends. Yeah. And then hopefully there's a lot of friends that are going to go along with us. We're trying to put together a pretty So far, if everybody who said they're going is going, it'll be a pretty large amount of people that will know that'll be down there at the same time. Whether we spend all of our time with them, probably not. We love them, but
we need that space.
I need to do my Disney thing, and she needs to do her Disney thing.
Our
Disney things are usually the same, with the same mentality a lot of times, so it's easy for us to work together towards stuff.
Yeah. So, but Mike, why are we going the first week of November?
We're going because you're running.
I'm going to run.
This fat boy is not running. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will not. I mean, if I spent some time now running, yeah.
Yeah. Would you do the 5K with me?
I'll walk a 5K. I'll eat a 5K.
Yeah. So I'll be running the Wine and Dine weekend. I'm not sure exactly which races I will be running because I just started running like a month ago. But I've got the gym membership. I've been going. As of the time that we've recorded this, I have run 3 separate 5Ks in under Disney's pace time. So it's not by much, but it's under their pace time. And I actually got to do it outside today, which was nice because it was almost 70. And tomorrow is going to be 35. Yay, New Hampshire. So yeah, so I will definitely be doing at least the 5K. The 10K is the goal, and our friends want me to run the half, and I don't think that'll happen, but you never know what'll happen. So stay tuned with these like home videos and stuff. Maybe I'll update if that's something that you guys would want to be updated on. I mean, I won't be like, oh hey, you know, these are my numbers from the past 6 weeks. But if you do want to see those, you can follow my personal Instagram, Amanda Lynn Hyde. I've got a little fitness highlight, and I'm just posting super simple, like, here's the date, here's what I did, this was my time, the end. And that's more for me to be accountable. But yeah, so that's why we're going in November, and maybe we'll go sooner, maybe we won't, maybe we'll get annual passes in November, maybe we won't.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to actually being able to eat and more and do more.
Yeah, so the reason why we're not going, the reason why we're not going before our passes expire, because this will go out in a few weeks. So this was recorded back in the middle of January. Mike's been sick, and so he's having surgery, and he was kind of miserable on our last trip. Yeah,
it was not very fun. I didn't get to do the things that I want to do.
You didn't get to eat
the things that I wanted to eat. So I have some surgery to get that, hopefully some of that squared away, and then hopefully I'll start feeling better and be able to eat and not feel disgusting. So
yeah, and then we can do more fun videos around here. Annual passes were totally worth it for us this year, even though it's definitely one of those you book more trips and spend more money. That's what Disney wants you to do if you're an out-of-state annual pass holder, and they did it.
So what's her to do? I don't think it's more of Disney wants you to do. I don't think this place comes out. This is good. Amanda, I need you to book more trips. I think Amanda was like, ooh, now that I have it, I can spend more trips. It's like having a coupon for 50% buy one, get one free. You don't need either of them, but you buy them anyways.
Yeah, it's like going to the clearance rack. You don't need anything, but you're like, man, it's like only $5. I need that extra shirt.
It's like extreme couponing for Disney fans.
Yeah, that's pretty close. So thank you guys so much for watching. You will start to see more videos from our November trip. If this is the first time that you're watching a video from us, good for you for making it through this long video, because this has been a doozy. And it's been a 2-parter, so congratulations for making it through. We'd love to have you go back and watch all of our trip vlogs. I've put them in like a playlist, so I'll link the playlist down below. And maybe I'll put it like above Mike's head or my head. I don't know whose head it goes above. But it'll go above somebody's head. So thank you guys so much for joining us this past year, because that's really when we started doing stuff on YouTube, was about a year. I mean, we did our pizza stuff, which was local, but this was when we started really working on being on YouTube. So I guess this is kind of like our year anniversary of Disney tubing.
Yeah.
Diz tubing.
DizTube.
So thank you guys so much for watching, and we are outie. I'm so awkward. Donna would be so proud.
Outie 5,000.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.